20.4.240/30. Okay, that's the network we're going to. Are we using it? Is it layer 3 interface? What interface are we using? Inside interface to get there. And what's the next hop? Is going to be the SVI. Okay, the SVI for that. Remember, we're on the firewall. We're going to the switch. So what's on the other side of the switch? The SVI. What's the SVI IP? 20.20.241. Perfect. I think we're getting this thing now. Let's hit that. You see that? You're building routes. You're definitely building routes on the firewall. It's very easy. It's just this easy. Okay. Now let's do the last one. Well, the third one. Traffic coming from the inside interface and traffic coming from the outside interface going what? To the DMZ. So routes to let's be specific because there might be several DMZs. So this is web server DMZ. And what's the web server DMZ? Let's go out. I'm going to show you. Let's go to our network diagram. 100. The network is going to be 100 to 100 to 100. That's 0/30. Again, anybody coming from here, going here, right? It's going to go in destination network they're going is this one. What's going to be the next hop? 100 to 100 to 100.1. It's going to be the server. Because traffic is coming from here, and trying to hit the server. All righty. Let's move back. So we're going to do 100.100.100.0 slash, oh, I'm sorry, that's the next hop is .1. But the network that is going to the destination network is 100 to 100 to 100.0/30. Okay. And then we're going to use what interface to get there? E13. See, it only shows you interfaces that are activated. Okay. Doesn't show you everything. All right. Let's see. Okay. Again, I notice if you have a question about the administrative distance, it calculates that by itself. It's just it knows it's one static, right? Point to point administrative distance is 1, right? It's even 1. I think sometimes it's in 0 because it's directly connected to 0 actually. So these are our routes. Okay. These are our routes. I'm gonna move this thing around. See. So we're going to the routes to the internet, routes to inside, and routes to web server DMZ. And the destinations are definitely different. Again, this is going to the internet. So anything could be on the internet. Any IP could be on the internet. These IPs could also be on the internet, okay? Because they are internal IPs. Some other companies could be using them. Okay. So if you go to our Cisco side, you're gonna see, I'm gonna explain to you why every company can use. I think I did that on my very first videos when I was doing subnetting, right? Internal IPs are used anywhere. So, but again, I can bet you're not going to be hitting internal IPs because a lot of companies are not going to put their internal IPs out there on the internet. This is referring to anything on the internet. And it's usually those public IPs, those weird IPs I talked about in my previous videos. Yeah. So that's what this route is talking about. All right. So those are the zones. I'm sorry. Those are the IPs. Okay. All right. Let's hit OK and commit. So we commit usually is happening at the back end. See, the first time I checked commit changes made by me, it's always going to use that by default every time you work on the file. But just always check. Okay, that's very important. You don't want to save something that somebody else is saving because by doing commit all changes, and they're gonna hold you accountable because you could have done it differently if you knew what you were doing. All right. Again, usually when you do some configurations, it's always good to document what you just did. So configure. I haven't been doing this. Should be doing this. Configure. See, I tell you the correct things that I do, good things I do also, the bad things I do. Configured routes. And you can be as specific as possible. Okay. because the firewall is picking up all these logs and it's going to send them to your sys logs and all kinds of logs, and you're going to have auditors coming in and check things. If things are working just fine, we configure fine. This is where it comes from. Okay, so why this is working, you can close this. Why it's if I go to where's my task, this little task right here, it tells you it's committing at the back end. So even if I say close, it's not like you stop it from doing what it's doing. All right, let's move forward. Now I'm gonna do this side. I wanted to do OSPF route also, dynamic route. Okay, and just to show you how to do OSPF on a Palo Alto. So again, I'm gonna do it OSPF between the Palo Alto firewall and sorry, I should have gone to virtual